Hello my lovelies, it's Sundial from Substance O Style and welcome to a new video. Look at this beautiful spot where I'm at right now. Just check out, just rice paddies as far as the eye can see. This is like about 5 minutes drive away from where I'm staying in Bali at the moment, and I just wanted to get out of the house and do a video in nature. There are drones right above me, I don't know why. I mean, usually there's quite a lot of drones here in Bali anyway, because it's kind of like an Instagram island. But I'm just wondering, with all the stuff that's going on, is that something a bit more nefarious? I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to do a video today. I wanted to talk about heartbreak is not failure. So I shared a post from Teal Swan actually in my on my Insta stories, and it said something like, I mean, I don't have it to hand right now, but something along the lines of we often feel like if a relationship ends, we see it as a failure, but it's not a failure at all. There are many reasons why people come into your life and why you have relationships with certain people, and there are many reasons why those relationships might not necessarily last a long time, and that doesn't mean that they've failed in their purpose. So that story, that's definitely something that I resonate with, and I've talked about it along in several of my videos before. One of them was on the video on soulmates and soul streams and karmic relationships, and the other one was a viewer posted a question asking why I wasn't married yet, so I talked about it in that video. So I'll put links to those if you wanted to give those a watch, but I'm just going to talk about it now anyway. Yeah, it got a lot of response from people, and I got a lot of DMs, because the way I see it, a lot of the time, yes, people will come into your life for various reasons, and it's usually because they have something to teach you about yourself. Now, everyone that you meet in your life is mirroring something back to you. This is, one of the teachings of the ancient Essenes, who believed in the idea of 7 cosmic mirrors, and I've talked about this so many times, and if you haven't studied it, then I really recommend that you do. So people are always mirroring something, one of these 7 mirrors, back to you. And with particular reference with romantic relationships, like let's say, for example, you're a woman and you get into a relationship with a man, he is mirroring back to you the state of your internal masculine energy. So, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. If you're a woman, you're usually going to be operating more of the feminine end of the spectrum. So he's basically reflecting back to you, your beliefs around your masculine energy and just how balanced your masculine and your feminine are. So, if you keep on attracting guys who are toxic and narcissistic and abusive, that's because those are the beliefs that you have around masculine energy, and it's usually because your feminine is polarized in the opposite direction. So you will be codependent because that's what's compatible with that narcissistic energy. So generally, when you meet somebody and there's that magnetic pull that you have to them, we call it chemistry, right? And a lot of people confuse this for like destiny, or this is my soulmate, and it may be destiny, it may be a soulmate, it's often a karmic relationship, because there's a vibrational point of attraction. And what that means in kind of layman's terms is there's something in your energy field and in their energy field as well that both of you are picking up on, that is magnetizing you to each other, because it's mirroring this aspect of yourself back to you. And it might not be an aspect of yourself that you currently embody. it might be an aspect of yourself that you want to embody in the future, but your soul recognizes that still as an aspect of yourself because time is not linear. So that's still a part of your multi-dimensional self that transcends time and space. So you need to get into a relationship with this person. And I know that sounds controversial because I would never like tell somebody to consciously get into a relationship with a person who's narcissistic or who's going to damage them. But if you're so damaged that that's the only thing that you find attractive, you need to reintegrate that. You need to be with that person and reintegrate those character traits that that person embodies that cause you to fall in love with them within yourself. So it's never a failure. It's never a failure to get into a relationship and for that relationship to only last a certain amount of time. Once you've reintegrated the lesson from that relationship and you realize that this is not the type of person that I ultimately want to be with long term, you've learned the lesson. And once you can reintegrate those traits, like let's say, for example, the person's a narcissist, you need to reintegrate your shadows around narcissism and start putting yourself first. That's what narcissists do. It's all about them. They put themselves first. If you're codependent, you're always putting other people before you. So you need to start putting yourself first, and then you'll no longer become a match to narcissists. And it's to say, it's not just when it comes to narcissists and codependence, it's any type of polarity. That's what relationships are about. They're about polarity. So masculine, feminine, you know, narcissistic, codependent, they're just different poles of the same thing. This is the Hermetic principle of duality. So yeah, like if, you know, for those of you who are kind of, you know, social quarantining with you know, boyfriends and girlfriends or even husbands and wives, and it's throwing up a lot of things that are causing you to question your relationship, but you are holding on because you feel like you would be a failure if you didn't stick at it and make it work. Sometimes making it work, the best thing that you can do to make it work is to walk away, because ultimately love is within you. Like, you are the source of the love, not the other person. Like, the love doesn't come from the other person, it comes from you and it overflows. So yeah, like, that other person is just reflecting back. If, you know, you're embodying your goddess energy, the other person should be reflecting back, you know, that divine masculine God energy. And if they're not, then you need to look at how you're not fully showing up as the goddess that you really are as well. So yeah, like, I mean, if you want, it's difficult to talk about this without, you know, specific examples to go off. So if you want any help and advice which is specifically tailored to your situation, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. I've opened up a whole bunch of slots, and I've got a few spaces available. So yeah, let me know, and I will love you and leave you soul fam. I hope you're all doing really well wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.
You're introduced to LSD, and unless you've taken some other drug, like for instance, like marijuana or something, well, you know, it's an altogether new thing, and